Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE legend Rikishi recently picked a side between Roman Reigns' OG bloodline and Solo Sikoa's stable ahead of Survivor Series War Games. The original Tribal Chiefs team is currently outnumbered against Sikoa's side. On last week's edition of WWE SmackDown, Roman Reigns' OG bloodline went into a brawl against the bloodline. However, when it looked like Reigns had the upper hand, everyone was surprised as Bronson Reed came out of nowhere to take the OTC out. Reed was then revealed as the fifth member of Sikoa's team. During a live Q&A with fans on the Off the Top podcast, Rikishi was asked if Solo Sikoa's bloodline had the upper hand against Roman Reigns' OG lineup. The Samoan stinker said that although Roman's side had more experience, they had been working inside the ring for a long time and that might play a part in slowing them down. Well, I'll tell you this. Yes and no. The yes part is the Bloodline 2.0 is a lot younger team than original Bloodline. Now the original Bloodline, they've been putting in work for a long time, 16 to 17 years. I know what it is, your bones break down, your body breaks down. There's old injuries that hasn't really taken its toll, he said. Rikishi also mentioned that Solo Sikoa's side was young and hungry and that why he believes that the Bloodline will win at Survivor Series War Games. When you look at the other side, you got young Solo Sikoa. You got the Tongans. Let's not forget about Jacob Fatu. When you have a young, hungry, talented group of guys like that hasn't really made the name for themselves yet, but given the opportunity to, man, they're not looking back. And being put up against the main guys, the original Bloodline, and working against all of the top stars, like Cody, Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. So you can just imagine how good this Bloodline 2.0 is going to be. So I'd have to go, for me Bloodline 2.0, he added. From 1056 to 1355. Former WWE personality believes a major name will join Roman Reigns' bloodline. During a recent edition of the Wrestling Matt podcast, former WWE personality Matt Camp said that he believed Seth Rollins might be the favorite to become the fifth member of Roman Reigns' OG bloodline. So, I guess Seth would still probably be the favorite to be the fifth man on the team. I just hope they do it correctly, he said. It will be interesting to see who will join Roman Reigns' side before WWE Survivor Series War Games. The WWE Universe has been abuzz with anticipation for Survivor Series War Games as the brewing civil war within the Bloodline reaches a fever pitch. With Roman Reigns' dominance slipping and Solo Sikoa emerging as a formidable threat, the stage is set for a showdown that promises to reshape WWE's landscape. But no one expected the shocking twist that unfolded when Rikishi, the legendary patriarch of the Anoa'i family, made his presence felt. The build-up to War Games. For months, tensions within the Bloodline have been simmering. The Usos' defiance of Roman Reigns marked the first cracks in the faction's once unbreakable foundation. Jey Uso's decision to leave SmackDown for Raw intensified the split, leaving Jimmy torn between loyalty to his twin and fear of Roman's wrath. Meanwhile, Solo Sikoa's growing independence and hints of dissatisfaction with Roman's leadership signaled a potential coup brewing within the family. Roman, ever the manipulative strategist, aligned himself with Paul Heyman and his remaining loyalists to maintain control. But Solo's quiet rebellion gained momentum, culminating in whispers of a new faction led by the Enforcer, a faction that could rival the Bloodline's dominance. Survivor Series War Games was announced as the battleground, with Roman and Solo each assembling their teams for a clash that would settle the score. The announcement of Rikishi. With emotions running high, WWE officials teased a special announcement for the go-home episode of SmackDown before Survivor Series. Fans speculated endlessly, could it be The Rock, returning to mediate or even join the fray? Or perhaps a returning Samoan superstar to shift the balance of power? Instead, Rikishi, the father of the Usos and Solo Sikoa, made a surprise appearance. Draped in his iconic Samoan garb, Rikishi entered the arena to a thunderous ovation. His eyes betrayed a mix of pride and anguish as he addressed the WWE Universe. "I've watched my sons and my family tear each other apart for months," Rikishi began. "And as much as it pains me to see this war, I know it's time for the Anoa'i legacy to find clarity. At Survivor Series, I will pick a side, and I will make sure that side comes out victorious." The WWE Universe was stunned. Would Rikishi side with Roman, the tribal chief who claimed to represent the family's strength? Or would he align with Solo, the son who represented rebellion and a new era? The War Games teams. Roman Reigns, with Paul Heyman by his side, revealed his team during a heated segment on Raw. Alongside himself were Jimmy USO, the Judgment Day's Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre, a mix of power, loyalty, and opportunistic allies. Roman proclaimed that his team was unstoppable, boasting, "This is the team that will crush Solo and any fool who stands with him." Solo, however, countered with a lineup that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Backed by Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and the returning Jacob Fatu, Solo declared that he was ready to dethrone the tribal chief. The addition of Jacob Fatu, a dominant force on the independent scene, gave Solo's team an edge that Roman couldn't ignore. As War Games loomed closer, speculation about Rikishi's allegiance intensified. Whispers in the locker room suggested that Rikishi had been meeting with both Roman and Solo, further fueling the mystery. War Games, the match begins. The dual cage structure loomed ominously as the teams entered the arena. Roman's faction exuded confidence, while Solo's squad brimmed with determination. The crowd was electric, chanting for their favorites as the bell rang to start the match. The match was a brutal affair from the outset, with each participant showcasing their unique strengths. Jimmy Uso's torn loyalties were evident as he hesitated to fully commit to Roman's commands. On the other hand, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn demonstrated seamless chemistry, reigniting their bond from their earlier alliance. As the chaos unfolded, Roman and Solo eventually came face-to-face in the center of the ring. The crowd erupted as the two powerhouses exchanged blows, each representing a different vision for the Bloodline's future. Rikishi's shocking twist. Midway through the match, the arena lights dimmed, and Rikishi's theme music blared through the speakers. The WWE Universe roared as Rikishi made his way to the ring, wearing a custom referee's shirt. Paul Heyman, visibly panicked, screamed at Roman to control the situation. Rikishi entered the cage, locking the door behind him. With a microphone in hand, he addressed his sons. "This war ends tonight," Rikishi declared. "Not just for the Anoa'i family, but for the legacy of the Bloodline. I've made my decision." Rikishi turned to Roman, his face etched with disappointment. "You've forgotten what it means to be family. You've used manipulation and fear to keep your seat at the table. That's not the way of our people." He then turned to Solo, placing a hand on his shoulder. "And you, my youngest, have the strength to lead, but you need to learn to temper that strength with wisdom." With that, Rikishi removed his referee's shirt, revealing a Solo Sikoa t-shirt underneath. The crowd erupted as Rikishi officially aligned himself with Solo's faction, signaling a dramatic shift in the battle. The final moments. Rikishi's allegiance galvanized Solo's team, who fought with renewed vigor. Jey Uso delivered a thunderous superkick to Roman, symbolically rejecting his leadership. Jacob Fatu showcased his devastating athleticism, neutralizing Drew McIntyre with a jaw-dropping splash from the top of the cage. Roman, sensing his empire crumbling, attempted to rally his team. But Solo Sikoa proved to be an unstoppable force, planting Roman with a thunderous Samoan spike. With Rikishi cheering him on, Solo ascended to the top rope and delivered a devastating splash, pinning Roman for the victory. The aftermath. The crowd erupted as Solo's faction emerged victorious, marking the end of Roman's reign as the undisputed leader of the Bloodline. Rikishi entered the ring, embracing his sons and reaffirming their bond. Paul Heyman, visibly distraught, attempted to console Roman, who sat in the corner of the ring, shell-shocked. The tribal chief's aura of invincibility had been shattered, leaving his future uncertain. Backstage, Roman's defeat sent shockwaves through the WWE roster. Many speculated whether he would seek revenge or disappear to regroup. Meanwhile, Solo's victory positioned him as a legitimate successor to Roman's throne, with Rikishi by his side to guide him. A new era for the Bloodline. Survivor Series, War Games marked the dawn of a new era for the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa's victory signaled a shift in power, with the Anoa'i family moving toward unity and away from Roman's tyrannical rule. Rikishi's involvement added a layer of emotional depth to the storyline, cementing it as one of WWE's most compelling narratives. As the WWE Universe eagerly awaits the fallout, one thing is clear: the Bloodline's legacy is far from over, it's just beginning a new chapter.